Hello everyone, this is Jay and welcome back to the channel. Recently, this is one of the most asked questions I got. Will HDB prices drop in 2026? Some buyers are waiting and hoping that the prices will fall. Some sellers are worried prices might drop. And the reason everybody is asking because in 2026, there are two big things happening. A wave of MOP flats entering the resale market and also more BTO and sales of balance flat supply coming on. So today, let's break this down properly, and by the end of this video, I'll share my takes and conclusion. Before we talk about 2026, let's first look at the HDB resale price index. From 2021 to 2022, we saw double-digit growth. This was largely due to the COVID construction delay, a strong demand for spaces as people are working from home, and a very low interest rate environment. In 2023, prices growth is at about 4.9%. Don't get me wrong, this is still a good growth. Of course, it is not as big as a growth as compared to 2021 and 2022. This was largely due to the cooling measure by the government, like the 15-month wait-out period, the lower loan-to-value limit, and also the tighter borrowing rules. In 2024, demand picked up again as private property owners completed their 15-month wait-out and re-enter the resale market. But in 2025, the growth slowed significantly. The prices rose about 2.9% as compared to the 9.7% in 2024. From the second quarter to the fourth quarter in 2025, the prices was basically flat. This is the first time we have seen this kind of pauses since 2020. So right now, HDB resale prices are moving into what I call a stabilization phase. Now, 2026 is different because more flats will be reaching MOP. That means more owners are eligible to sell on the resale market. Yes, this will definitely increase the resale supply, and when supply goes up, buyers have more choices and sellers will have to price their flat more realistically. Will prices suddenly drop? Very unlikely. Because MOP supply is only potential supply, many owners will only sell if upgrading makes sense for them. So what this does is to slow down the pace of this price growth. I will expect moderation, not a crash, from the larger MOP supply in 2026. Second big factor is that the government is pushing out more BTO and sales of balance flat supply. For 2026, HDB plans to release around 19,600 BTO flats, and more than 4,000 of them will have shorter waiting time of under 3 years. Why this does matter? Because it gives buyers, especially the first-time buyer, more options. Some buyers who will normally go straight into the resale might now choose BTO or sale of balance flat instead. And when demand shifts from the resale, that's exactly how the price growth will slow. So very simple logic, the resale HDB equals to faster moving in, but when the BTO or the sales of balance flat waiting time become very reasonable now, the resale premium become harder to justify. Another important reason prices are holding is that the Singapore job market remains very stable. When employment is strong, incomes are generally stable, and most homeowners are not under distress. And when people have job, they don't fire sale their home. And this creates a strong base of support for prices. On top of that, mortgage interest rates have eased from their recent high and are now at their lowest level in the past few years. This further improves affordability, especially for resale buyers, and this creates a price floor that will help prevent any sharp correction. So now's the big question. Will HDB prices drop in 2026? When we put everything together, my honest take is that 2026 is likely to see a slower growth around the low single-digit range. This is not a boom, neither this is also a crash. That said, not all flats behave the same. The older flats, the weaker location, or flats with less attractive attributes might face more price resistance. But well-located flats, the limited supply area, and area with strong buyers' demand, the units will generally hold the value better. HDB is made up of many micro markets, not one size fits all market. So if you want to understand how your flats fit in 2026, feel free to reach out to me at 8468-8484. For prices to drop across the whole market, you usually need a shock, such as a sudden weakness in the job market, or the interest rate suddenly spiking again, or some major policy tightening by the government. But right now, the government direction is very, very clear to increase the supply to moderate prices. So what should you do in 2026? If you are a buyer, don't panic buy. Use the increased supply to negotiate, especially if you are flexible on the floor level or the facing. Compare the resale versus the BTO or the sales of balance flat property. Things like waiting time, the renovation cost, the grants, and the opportunity cost. If you are a seller, price realistically. Presentation matter more in 2026. Staging, timing, good strategy marketing makes a real difference. If you or someone you know is considering selling, don't rush into it. Have a proper planning first. The right pricing and the marketing strategy can mean tens of thousands in difference. And if you like a second opinion, I'm happy to share my thought. And if you want me to analyze your situation, whether your town is facing a bigger MOP wave, or whether resale or BTO or sales or balance flat make more sense for you, just DM me or call me lah. And do help me to comment below. Do you think that the HDB prices will drop, increase, flat, or increase gradually in 2026? I'll see you at the next one.